Tech and digital solutions for businesses have been at the forefront since the pandemic struck, and that's precisely what's going to be in focus in this year's Philippine Digital Convention Impact. Now, to talk about that, we have Jovy Hernandez, ePLDT President and CEO, as well as the Senior Vice President and Head of PLDT and Smart Enterprise Business Groups. Good morning, Sir Jovy. Great to have you here with us on the show.
Good
Hi, sir.
morning.
Welcome back.
Hi, good morning,
Okay,
everybody.
so
Thanks for
let's
having me.
kick things off. Why Impact, and what does it mean for PLDT, and how does that encompass this year's convention?
Well, if you take a look at previous years, we have always focused on technology, the new technologies that are coming in. This year, we made the decision to, first of all, be very in sync with our renewed vision. PLDT Enterprise is really looking at making a positive impact on every single business. But I think more importantly, with the COVID pandemic that has struck the nation, I think you just mentioned MSMEs are actually hard up. This convention is actually taking a look at technology and how we can help businesses not only recover and rebuild, but more importantly, rediscover their inspiration and really reinvent themselves to be ready for the new normal.
Sir Jovy, we've been participating in this big event every year. I was one of the moderators and hosts last
Yes.
year. It was so exciting. It was physical presence here with so many delegates. A really big event. What should people be expecting this year? Now it's become virtual. Now, is there going to be a key difference, not just in the setting, but also in the type of topics that you're going to be taking up, especially during this pandemic?
Right. Thanks, Danny. I'm sure you remember me jumping off a 50-foot
Exactly,
screen.
sir.
I don't think that's going to happen this year. But
You
because
never
it's
know. We
digital,
don't know.
no, but because it's digital, with the one press of a button, I could make myself disappear, right? So, but anyways, this year is going to be fully digital. You're correct. First and foremost, I think what's very exciting is that the event is now going to be 3 days, as opposed to be before it was only 2 days. So we will have more plenary sessions. We will have more breakout sessions, so we can take a look at all of the industries that are actually very interesting in the Philippines, despite the pandemic. So we will have those breakout sessions. Our plenary sessions this year is something to look forward to. Our roster of speakers are really fantastic. I think this is the best one yet.
Okay, can you actually give us a flavor of who these speakers are? I mean, what
Yes,
we like about webinars, sir, is that you're actually able to get people from all over the world, and
correct.
reach even more people that probably would otherwise not have come here and flown all the way, diba?
Right. So first of all, thank you to all of our partners who made this happen. So we promise to make it a fully immersive digital experience. Everybody will have the chance to be part of the convention for 3 days at the comfort of their homes. On day one, we will actually have in the plenary session our own MVP. We have the chairman and CEO of Cisco, Mr. Chuck Robbins, who will be with us. And we also have Sanjay Kaul from Cisco as well. And day one, I guess the highlight would be Academy Award-winning actress Gwyneth Paltrow will be with
Woo!
us.
Wow.
Yes, it was quite interesting because apart from being a famous actress, apparently even before she became an actress, she really wanted to be a businesswoman. And she's now chairman and
Mhm.
CEO of her new company called Goop, which I think is making waves. So this is part of us trying to make our countrymen more inspired in terms of really uh, making a difference and making an impact to the country despite the pandemic.
Okay,
So
and Gwyneth Paltrow,
day two, day two is also going to be very interesting. We have Al
of course.
Padrillo, we have Pekka Lundmark from Nokia.
Mm.
Pekka is quite an interesting guy, new CEO of Nokia, and his topic would be the rock and roll impact of Industry 4.0. So that's going to be interesting. We have Kazuhiro Gomi-san from NTT. He's the CEO of NTT Research based out of the US, and he's going to talk about quantum computing, which is quite interesting in the
Okay.
technology field. So it's a very interesting lineup of speakers.
Mm-hmm. You had me at Gwyneth Paltrow there, sir, but where do you
I
compare
like
with?
this gender balance panel, sir.
Of course, of course.
Go, Jess.
Well, you did mention this is going to be the first all virtual convention, and it's going to be a game changer, definitely. But do you think might this be actually a new trend for the yearly convention in the years to come?
Well, if you take a look at the benefits, where we have a better reach in terms of the audience, um, in fact, this year's convention is going to be all across Asia Pacific. On average, every year we get about 2,000 to 2,500 C-level delegates in the country. And as of 2 days ago, when I got the report, we already have almost 5,000 registrations, and it's still coming. So the platform that we've prepared, and kudos to the whole team who made this happen, we are prepared to have as much as 10,000 delegates concurrently in our platform. And yeah, I mean, face to face is still important, I think, in the future. But we're going to
Mhm.
see more and more of these interactive digital conventions, I think. And I think the way we're trying to communicate the message is really going to be very effective.
Sir, one thing I noticed about the difference between last year's Digicon and this year, and I also hosted a tech talk. It's very much linked. So you're focusing a lot on the industries of the future, diba? And you're
Correct.
actually grouping together. I don't know, public sector, healthcare sector, BPO sector. Why is that? And what do you hope to achieve in this year's actually grouping these different sectors and trying to get engagement per sector? Is there a real thing that you want to achieve in that when it comes to also the technologies that you want to be promoting and rolling out?
Yes, definitely, Danny. If you take a look at the real impact of COVID, the negative impact has been very immense at the beginning of the year. While we are trying to battle in terms of really recovering, what has been very clear to us is that industries need to change. And that is really our call for rediscovery and reinvention. So almost all industries now have to go to the letter E. I mean, if we take a look at schools, we're now e-learning, right? Take a look at healthcare. Everybody's moving into e-health and e-consultations. And we're saying that through this convention, we could probably help the industries to transition from being traditionally just brick and mortar, having a little bit of digital, and now really moving into e-industries, as we call it. And that's, I think, going to be very critical moving forward.
All right. In fact, I already got some of the materials for the panels. I'll be hosting three of the panels for this year's convention. And like what you did mention, a lot of it has to do with adoption here, especially since you have the pandemic here in the backdrop. But last year, centered with new tech and the rollout of 5G. Given the pandemic,
Yep.
will there be a shift in strategy? Are there other technologies that we can expect from the convention?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of new technology that we'll be discussing, but I guess from the standpoint of PLDT, I think our strategy has been very clear. We think fiber is the most stable connection. If you take a look at workplace transformation, that spans across all industries. Even the home now is becoming the school, the home is becoming the office. So there is a very aggressive campaign for us to really roll out massive fiber deployments. In fact, we've made a decision, a very bold statement, that we want to migrate all of our copper to fiber. That's, I think, going to be very critical. So aside from that, there's a lot of new technologies that are happening. Um, we really want to hear it from Cisco in terms of the latest of networking, which is going to be very critical for enterprises. And then there's a lot more that's going to be shown. I just can't say completely now, so that we will not destroy the element of surprise. But again, the difference this year is not only focusing on technology, but focusing on what impact it can do to the businesses. Because at the end of the day,
Mm.
even for the businesses out there, right? At the end of the day, why are we doing this? Not only for profit, but at the end of the day, we should make a positive impact to the lives of every Filipino. And I think that's really the call to action that we want for this convention.
Sir, I think I just want to jump off on that last point here as our last question. Like Jess said before, it was really about PLDT becoming more forward looking, going ahead of the curve, tapping into 5G, being really the
Mhm.
leading in terms of technology. Now you're shifting it towards people, and you're shifting it towards enterprises, a bit less on how modern technology and everything, and a bit more on just try and survive this pandemic, just try and see what resources we already have. You were mentioning schooling, diba? Parang it's such a basic
Yep.
need, and even in these basic things. So, is this, you mentioned the term impact. Is this really the purpose of this convention? You want to be able to reach the more basic needs of the Filipinos. You want to be able to really give solutions during these most difficult times, rather than be ahead of the group, be super innovative, and chase all of these technologies.
Thanks so much, Danny. In fact, it was our chairman who said it before, right? In the end, technology is about being human. And that is the reason why we've also changed our vision. Yes, we could be number one in all of these technologies, but at the end of the day, why are we here? We're here to make a positive impact on the customers that we serve, so that they can make a positive impact to their own customers. And at the end of the day, it's a whole ecosystem, a positive ecosystem that we want to develop. It doesn't mean that we will not be number one in technology. We will still pursue that. But at the end of the day, we do not want to lose sight of what is important, which is really making a positive impact on the lives of Filipinos. And I think that will really drive everybody forward if we put our sights into that.
All right, definitely using technology to impact consumers. Again, impact the Philippine Digital Convention 2020 is going to happen next week. That's October 28 to 30. Thank you very much, Sir Jovy Hernandez.
One last one. It's like Meralco, diba? Electricity. You don't care if it's hydroelectric or nuclear or whatever. As long as you turn your lights on, it's there. You're happy. That's the kind of thing that we need to do with technology. As long as it makes it our business work and our business flourish, then our customers will be happy.
Definitely, definitely. So lots of things to be excited for next week. Again, the Philippine Digital Convention, October 28 to 30. Thank you very much, Jovy Hernandez, ePLDT President and CEO, and Senior Vice President and Head of PLDT and Smart Enterprise Business Groups. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.